Did you ever wonder why most Americans get their health insurance from the companies they work for? After all, it's not like we get our car insurance or our homeowner's insurance from our employers. There's really no other country in the world that does it this way. And it's not like businesses like having to pay for their employees' health insurance. For big companies, it's a huge expense that goes up significantly every year. And it's even more expensive for small businesses, which can't buy in the same volume. So how exactly did we get here? Well, it wasn't some grand design, that's for sure. It's not like the best public policy thinkers got together and came up with this plan. It actually happened almost by accident over 75 years ago. But I happen to be a history geek, so you're in luck. During World War II, the economy faced a massive labor shortage with so many Americans in the armed forces. To prevent a runaway wage price spiral, Congress passed the Stabilization Act of 1942, which froze wages and any other form of employee compensation. This created a problem for companies. It's hard to retain workers if you can't give raises. So they came up with a clever solution. They started offering their employees health insurance as a perk, and companies paid for it. Well, by the time the war ended and companies could give raises again, employees got used to the insurance benefits. So companies just kept them in place. And that's how it stayed. But over time, as medical advances continued, insurance got more expensive, and companies started passing more of the costs onto their workers. We now spend double the average of what other wealthy countries spend per person on health care. And the outcomes aren't always better. So that's how we got here. But the system that grew out of a wartime accident is no longer sustainable, and the solution is staring us in the face. Healthcare is a right, not a privilege, and we need universal coverage like every other industrialized nation. Picture something like Medicare, but for everyone. And this will dramatically bring down operating costs too, because Medicare's administrative costs are only 2%, compared to 12 to 18% for private insurers. And like many countries that have such a single-payer solution, people would still have the option to layer supplemental private policies on top if they so choose, like in the UK. And without having to pay for employee coverage, companies will have more money for higher salaries. The vast majority of economists and public policy experts agree this is the right solution. We just need someone willing to fight for it. I won't be afraid to take on the special interest to fight for this. Your Congress works for you, not Big Pharma. That's where I stand on this issue. I invite you to join us as we work to fix our broken democracy. I'm Jonathan Lewis, and I'm running for Congress.